So hi, my name is Nick Channon. I'm the producer on FIFA 14. So looking at build-up play first, we're going to make a sort of fundamental change in our game by actually tightening up the marking. So defenders are going to be marking more tightly the attackers and the midfield players. And we're also going to be tracking, players are tracking behaviours over multiple frames, so they're now thinking about what they were doing, what they're doing now and what they should be doing, and it's meaning that they're tracking the defenders in a much more intelligent way. We are changing sprinting and how the sort of sprinting mechanic works. So obviously still using the sort of right trigger to start sprinting. We're sort of changing the convention that's always been there in a football game where you can only turn in sort of 22.5 degrees, which means that when you're turning, when you're sprinting, you have to use quite a wide arc. Now we're allowing you to turn in any direction at any angle, but to do that we're also bringing in sort of a preservation of momentum as you turn. So as you turn, you see people shift weight from one foot to the other. It means obviously it looks great, it feels great, but you've still got that fidelity of movement. We did attacking intelligence last year, and we've got some great new ways that you can, that your teammates will now run. So a new idea is the fact that strikers will now sort of quickly drop off and then run in behind the defenders. You know, they might just a little bit of contact on the defender, pop up, and then run back in around. We showed you last year the sort of checked run to stay onside. We've now got players running along the back line, so they're running along the line to stay onside and then breaking out, so they're taking the ball in stride. In previous games, we've had the concept of shielding, but it's been very difficult to do because it's multiple buttons, and you could only start it when you were standing still. Now, what you can do is just press the left trigger. But what's really cool about this is you can do it at different speeds. You can do it while you're sprinting. And this is where the kind of analogy comes in that we kind of think about a racing game. So right trigger, you're sprinting or using accelerator, and left trigger you normally use as brake. In our game, obviously you're sprinting with the right button, but you can then decide, I'm sprinting with the ball, the defender's not getting away from the defender, maybe the defender's catching me up. I can slow down slightly by releasing sprint, quickly press left trigger and use my body to shield the player and protect the ball at speed. We've done lots of research in how ball physics work. We've had lots of feedback on how people would like to see them improved in our game. So really what we've done is we've looked at how it works, and what we've realised is the way that we analyse drag within our game, we needed to change. So the deceleration in our game was linear, so it was done in a sort of straight line, if you like, whereas that's not what really happens. Deceleration of a ball happens, it's much more variable, and what we're now finding is we're now getting much more authentic ball movements. It means we can now kick the ball harder, so the ball's now moving in the air, we're getting those great swerving shots, we now have dipping shots, and now we have that, which lots of people have asked for, that low rising shot, that great sort of really hard driven shot. So ultimately, shooting has never felt so good. Obviously, every single year we try to really make a huge leap forward in innovation in gameplay, and this year is going to be no different.